Hello, welcome back to Lamatique. This is Dyeing Paper, Volume 2, Video 2. I actually just got done maybe an hour ago filming the last video of me dyeing paper, but my daughter said, well, I had everything out for dyeing, and I planned on dyeing some paper for Halloween anyways, because I wanted to try a few things, to go ahead and film that too. So I'm going to do some Halloween ones this time, and I wanted to try... I've seen people do it with lace. I have this lace that has spider webs on it. So I wanted to try this and see how it comes out. Let's see. Let's pick some Halloween colors. So maybe an orange. I need some bright colors for mine. So maybe a green. I would kind of like a purple. So let's get a purple cup. Okay. That one does not want to open. Let's use the other one. So I put a couple drops of purple in there. I do want it to come out kind of vibrant. So I kind of put a lot. I definitely want to do orange, like I said. I'm going to do green. We're going to be sparing kind of with the green. I would prefer a brighter green. I think I'm going to add a little yellow to it. So I put a couple drops of green in there. Add a little bit of yellow. I'm almost out of yellow. It just gives me an excuse to order more ink, right? Okay, so I've got my colors I kind of want to use for this. This is 91% alcohol. I don't know if I said that before. I'm going to leave it in the comments of the first video, though. A little more orange, I think. Okay. I didn't grab any paper towel. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I got a piece of paper towel. And you can always kind of test your colors on your paper towel. That's a nice, bright, pinkish purple. Ooh, it's more pink, I think, and that's kind of perfect. So move that over. The orange. One more piece of paper towel. You can see the orange. The orange could be a little brighter, but it's a good start. And what I'm most interested in is the green, which, clean up that spoon a little bit. Let's see. No, that's not bad. Okay, let's try that. Now, just so we can try to see with the spider web, I'm only going to do a couple pieces at a time right now. So I'm going to do like 2. We're going to throw a little bit of purple on there. These ones, actually we can go for the whole 8, I think. We'll start with that. And we'll put a little bit of orange on there. Now we'll go with a little bit of green. To separating those colors that muddle, or that will blend into a funky color. It works a lot better if you put like a page between them when you do that. How many pages am I up to? 4, I think. It's going to be 5. See, I'm trying not to get the green real close to the orange. But once they start to soak in, they won't mix as much. More purple, which may dry purple or pink. Depends on how much you actually put in the cup. A little more orange. How many pages am I up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Put more green on that one. Take that and flip that completely upside down. Then I think we'll put a little more green here. See, it's mixing together, but it's not muddling too much. I think orange here. Flip that there. Yeah, we're going to try to keep flipping our papers right side up and upside down. That helps mix all those colors together. I'm not completely in frame. Sorry, I think you get most of what I was doing. Let's do some purple over there. So you won't, as long as you're not mixing the wet color on top of the wet color, it won't mix and combine as much. But I wouldn't recommend trying to weten it more with the alcohol spray, because then you're going to get more mixing of colors. This one could use some more purple, I would say. I've still got ink left in my cup, so I'm going to keep going for a bit here. And I am, because I want to try that lace and some stencil effects. I am trying to get rid of most of the white. Start filling in those white spots. A lot of white there. Oh, a lot of white there. Get some purple on that corner. See, when you don't put the same color, the two colors on the same page, they don't muddle quite as much. When they do, it's still kind of pretty. Doesn't, you know, look like mud completely when you're done. Let's see where we're at. Maybe a little green here. And you can touch down your spoon if you want to spread it a little bit in those empty spots. We can see there's a lot of white over here. And just kind of, let's put some green on that one. I'm almost out of the green right now. The pre-made mix there. Okay, let's go back down to the bottom. Got a bit of white here. I think green is going to be probably what's missing for most, because I try to hold back with the green a little bit so they don't mix too much. And even if you go like this and kind of touch those spots that are blank, that's going to help keep the color mixing around. I've got a lot of orange left. I can see some dry corners over there, so let's pop that in the orange. Don't want to put the green right where the orange is wet still. I think we're almost there, where everything is kind of wet. How wet it has to be to use the lace, I'm not sure. So we're going to find that out together. I don't think I've used lace or material before to do it. So, I mean, I've been doing it a long time, maybe in the beginning. Or maybe I just didn't have any lace I liked or that. Okay, so I think our pages are kind of well saturated. Let's get one of these. one of my trays. I'm going to take 2 pieces of this paper and lay them really close together, so we can use the 1 piece of lace on 2. Like I said, I'm not sure if this should be wet first. So I'm trying to pat it down a little bit. We'll leave it. I'm going to put that off to the side. I'll be right back. Okay, now I've got another tray. I'm just moving the papers underneath to get some more wet ones again. Keep them kind of damp. Now I've got some die cuts I cut out of plastic here, and those will work like little stencils. So I've got some spiders and some skulls. Hopefully those pages are wet enough. I mean, it still usually works when they're kind of dry. I've got some skulls that I want to use too. I've only got a couple of those right now. Maybe I'll do them kind of like this, because I've only got a couple. I need to cut some more of those. Okay, let me move this one. Okay, I'm going to add a little more ink just because it's not very wet right now, and that's just going to help it get some more wetness going. Now, I don't think I want to use those. Actually, well, let's do one more, or at least one more skull one. I'd like to end up with more spider ones, but I want to see how it works. These pages might be too dry already. But I want a bunch of spiders on the page, and I only cut so many right now. So move that, and then we'll hang these last couple pages. Give me a minute. Okay, I've got a little purple dye left. I think only purple. So let's just use that purple dye up. All I'm going to do is flip these around a few times, just like I said, to use up all that purple dye that was left in the cup. And I think that's all I'm going to do with those, at least for now. And I'm going to let everything dry for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and show you how they turned out. Okay, I wanted to show you these two. These two were the ones I had the lace over, and it doesn't seem to be working. The lace probably has to be wet. Like I said, I've never done it with the lace before, but what I'm going to do is now I'm going to spray on top of it, so maybe we'll get that pattern anyways. We'll see how that works. Okay, I think it's pretty flat. Let me get the spray. Okay, and what I mean by spray is I just put some alcohol ink in a bottle with some alcohol. So this is black, so we're going to spray and see how it goes. But that's all I did, was put some alcohol and alcohol ink in there. But since it didn't take, let's see what happens if we spray this. It's sort of black. I mean, mostly it's probably going to be like gray. Let's see what happens if we spray this over it. And I'm getting a few drips, but that will kind of tell us maybe. And I've got black spray everywhere, but like I said, it cleans up pretty easily, so. Okay, we'll give that a few minutes to dry, and we'll see how it went. I said I made some of those stencils myself, the little spiders and the skulls, and I did. I used die cuts, and what I did was take a piece of I laminated a piece of lamination plastic lamination without anything in it. And then I die cut it. Like, I found that the lamination, the empty laminate, like you just take the lamination and run it through the machine plain, that it works the best for most of the dies to cut out. I've tried a lot of other plastics. Some work a little bit. Some, when it's more detailed, don't come out at all. So see, this is, I was able to cut all those spiders from that without a problem. And I've made these ones last year. I used these. I might use these again this year for a different. But that was just a die cut I had. And I just, like, the easiest thing I found for them to actually work and come out real nice is I used lamination sheets with nothing in them. Sometimes they wrinkle in the machine, and I've wasted a few, but like this was just a piece of one that I used. So I used this piece to cut all the little spiders out. So just an idea. I want to cut a bunch of different other shapes and do a bunch of different things. I think it would be neat with like a bunch of tags or that across the page, all little die cuts. But you've got to set each little die cut out instead of having one sheet too. So, okay, let me pause again, and I'm going to dry the papers, and then I will show you. Okay, I actually want to show you. So this is how they were setting over there for a few minutes. And this was really sitting there only like all the time. Maybe there was like a minute where I cut away to grab something there, but it's only been sitting there that amount of time. So then you take these off, and you've got a nice little outline of the skull. And see, remember, the paper was pretty dry at that time too, and it still pushed the ink away. Now I've got all the little spiders, and you can kind of tell already that they definitely worked because these are see-through, and you can see there's not a lot of color under them. I'm just going to go like this and slide them off. Oh, I love it. Look at it. I love how that came out. It's still a little bit wet. It's not completely dry yet. But I love the little spiders. I think that came out really neat. I'm really happy with that. I think I need to make a bunch more spiders. Okay, hold on. Let me get some more paper to show you. Okay, so I brought back our one with the spider web lace, and I thought I'd do the reveal with you so we can see it together. Oh, wow. Okay, there must have been a little bit of shimmer still in those bottles, but look at it. I'm really happy with that. That is where the drops hit, so I got to be a little more mindful of that. But that, I really like that. I think that came out really pretty. They do have to finish drying, so I'll dry them all, and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so I have all the papers dried. So here's the first one. See what I mean? Like, the colors don't mush together and make an ugly brown. Because you're pretty much only putting like one color on the page at a time. This was the leftovers with a little bit of leftover purple. I love how it's like, it's still like bright colors, but it's still like a creamy tone to it too. So it's not like overpowering. It'll be easy to write on or create on. Beautiful to put pictures on. I do really like how these came out. I must have put some mica powder in there before to see. I think that's pretty anyways with the sparkles, but I think next time I might not use the sparkles for what I'm doing for Halloween, but I really do love how they came out. So yeah, I think either wet the lace with your color or maybe alcohol and then, or like I did and just put the lace over the pretty dyed paper and then spray another color. I love the little spiders. It's perfect. It's like perfect for what I want. I would like more spiders on the page probably. So I will cut more spiders. So yeah, I like how this really came out. I think it's neat that you can kind of mix the colors together without getting too much of a muddy. I mean, these are still nice, vibrant colors. I mean, it tends to like, I mean, that's like as muddy as I would say it had gotten, and that's just where the purple and the orange met a little bit. but they still come out so nice. I wish there was a little more green going on. I think the ones with a lot of green I sprayed on probably. No, these two look like they had a lot more green. But I'm really happy with these, so I will probably be doing a bunch more like this for my Halloween with more spiders and that. But I hope you enjoyed watching. Give me a like, a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.